be discussing vital signs taking. So when we say vital signs taking, our purpose for this is to establish baseline when a patient is healthy compared to the patient's condition when they aren't healthy. And our main equipment for this is of course the PP apparatus with a stethoscope, the thermometer, the pulse oximeter, watch with second hand, and of course the TPR sheet. So before we begin, let me remind you that we need to hand wash and don PPE if necessary. We do start by self-introduction, do ask permission, and look for patient identifier like the patient's ID band, ask his or her name, and ask for his birth date. And we have 6 common vital signs: the blood pressure, the heart rate or the pulse rate, the respiratory rate, the temperature, the pain rating, and of course the oxygen saturation. Now, in vital signs taking, we should need to assess first the patient's condition. Whether she's in pain, the first vital signs that we need to take is of course the pain level. So ask for pain level first. Why? Because this will affect or alter vital signs. So normally our pain scale would range from 0 to 10 numerical scale. 0 is the no pain at all, then 10 is the worst pain ever that the patients will feel. And of course indicate also the characteristics of pain and of course the location. Then the next one would be, since she's in pain, we need to check for this oxygen saturation. So we will be using the pulse oximeter. So paano ba natin gagapitin yung pulse oximeter? Ipapress nyo rin yung button na puti na yan. Then kapag na-press nyo yan, lalabas na yung oxygen saturation and of course the heart rate. Usually may light dyan, red light. Kung saan nakalagay yung red light, dun yung itatapat yung nail bed ninyo. Okay? Actually, the pulse oximeter can also be placed even in the nose bridge and even with the earlobe for as long as it is warm. And of course the nail bed should be pinkish and with good circulation. And the normal saturation would be 95 to 100%. And the next vital signs would be the temperature, and the normal temp is 36 to 37.5. So, how do we check for the temp? Hindi na tayo gaya ng dati na we're using the mercurial one na sinishake pa natin. This time, ipapress mo lang yung thermometer. Then, lalabas na yung screen niya na may with 0. Kapag nakita mo na okay na yun, lalagay mo lang siyang whether sa axilla man yan, rectum, or sa oral. So, normally, we're using the axillary one. Okay? So, meron lang tayong tip na konti dito that rectal and tympanic temperature is 1 degree higher than the oral route, and axilla and temporal is 1 degree lower than the oral route. By the way, when we are using the temperature, make sure na meron siyang plastic shield. Para kahit pa paano, the moment that you have used that one for the other patient, you can easily discard the plastic shield. Then, we can replace it with another one. If in case na wala na talagang plastic shield, that's the time that we can use the cotton ball with alcohol to sanitize the thermometer. Then, the next one would be the heart rate or the pulse rate. So, we need to check for the rate. So, normally, we have the 60 to 100 beats per minute. And of course, the rhythm, is it irregular or irregular? So, when we say regular, continuous siya. Then, nandun tayo sa normal. Pag sinabi namang irregular, meron siyang mga skip beats. Okay? Then, we also need to know the strength. So, ano naman yung strength? So, when we say 0, ibig sabihin absent, wala kang makapa na pulse. And if it is weak pulse, ibig sabihin, bagal. Sobrang bagal. So, 1 plus yun. Pag 2 plus naman, that 1 is what we consider the normal pulse, and the 3 plus is bounding pulse, meaning mabilis. So, in assessing for the heart rate, what are we going to do? Of course, we need to place the 3 fingertips, or even the 2 fingertips can do, in line with the thumb. Okay, in line with the thumb. So, we're not choosing the thumb for checking for the pulse rate, because this one has its own pulse. Okay. So, we're checking for the pulse rate on the radial artery. Then, after checking the pulse rate, huwag nyo munang tatanggalin agad yung fingertips ninyo dito. Okay? Because that's the time that we can also check for the respiratory rate of the patients. Kasi the moment na we will only check for the respiratory rate, na feeling conscious kasi ang pasyente pag gano'n, na meron nakatingin sa kanyang dibdib, samantalang wala naman siyang nakikitang ginagawa yung nurses, hindi niya alam na nagche-check ka na pala ng respiratory rate. So, para hindi siya ma-conscious, huwag niyo muna tanggalin yung fingertips ninyo dun sa kamay ng pasyente while checking for the respiratory rate. So, for the respiratory rate, we need to check for the rate. So, ang normal rate natin would be 12 to 20. And then, with regards to depth, is it labored or unlabored? Then, of course, the rhythm. So, meaning, one rise, one fall is equals to one respiration. And after that, the last vital sign would be the blood pressure. So, in blood pressure taking, we do have the systolic and, of course, the diastolic. So, when we say systolic, this is the first sound that we heard, yung pinakamalakas. And the diastolic would be the least sound na maririnig natin. Okay? So, in taking BP, the cuff should be placed 2 inches above the antecubital fossa. So, where is the antecubital fossa here? Okay? So, sabi dito is 2 inches above. So, dito siya, yung paglagay ng cuff. Okay? Then, the normal BP would be systolic less than 120 and the diastolic is less than 80. And for the elevated BP, we have the systolic, which is 120 to 129 and the diastolic less than 80. And for the HPN stage 1, we have systolic of 130 to 139 and the diastolic of 80 to 89. And for HPN stage 2, we have systolic greater than 140 and the diastolic greater than 90. Okay? So that's it for our vital signs. And after taking all the vital signs, we need to do the documentation. So we need to plot those vital signs on the TPR sheet. Then afterwards, do the aftercare of the equipments that you have been using for the patient before. Okay? Like for example, the PP app. So kailangan yun. Kung medyo infectious yung ginamitan nyo, dapat talaga napapalitan na yung cuff. Okay? Then sabi ko nga, yung mga plastic shells ng thermometer, dapat tinatapon na rin. Okay? So, that's it for now. So, I'm hoping for our return demonstration for tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'll be handling the group 3 and group 4. Okay? So, thank you very much for your time and hope to see you then by tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you very much.